This is a great honor every year to be able to report on our very successful volunteer program in the county. We've worked really hard to make sure that we're able to bring people into the volunteer opportunity here in the county government, and then also be able to track hours and be able to communicate with them about the benefits of participating. As you know, it's at the human heart where the center of volunteering begins, and it certainly is the human heart that really makes the wheels of county government operate too when they're operating really well. Our dedicated staff often involve volunteers on their team to help us move our county mission forward, or help us advance the quality of service, a quality we wouldn't be able to provide without volunteer support, and help us widen our reach when that's important. And every year when I gather statistics, as I'll share with you the statistics for the calendar year 2015 here tonight, every year when I gather statistics, I'm amazed for what we accomplished together. Everybody working in that same direction together as volunteers, joining with staff. In 2015, nearly 69,500 volunteer hours were given by 1,426 gracious individuals. We also call them volunteers. It was like having an additional full-time equivalent of 33 people serving the county's mission through their hard work. As you know, the benefits of volunteering are manyfold. Certainly a priceless contribution on an individual basis. Also has health benefits. There's so many other ways to describe the benefits of volunteering. One of the ways that I like to get at as well is to look at the monetary value. For county boards seem to be kind of interested in money, just like county executives are. And when we look at the value of the 69,465 hours contributed using the independentsector.org measures, the Wisconsin numbers for 2015, that's a value of $22.45 per hour. Calculating, we arrive at $1.56 million in monetary value through the work that these volunteers, some of you are in this room, have given to our county mission to help us shine in all the different ways that you do, and to help us meet unmet needs, very frankly, right at the center here. Last year, we hadn't broken 1.5 million. Now we're over the top. I want to share with you a couple of stories of how volunteers have made a difference. One of them has to do with Dignity Quilts. Over 1,000 volunteer hours were given to creating 8 Dignity Quilts designed and created by the RSVP Silver Threads group in an effort that they call Code Amazing Grace at the Wisconsin Veterans Home in King. The quilters recruited resources with the staff I'm sure involved here from Antoinette's Quilt Shop in Plover, the Quilting Studio LLC in Plover, Hirschner's in Stevens Point, Meandering Mary in New London, and the King Recreation Committee that all together helped to provide the materials and funding for the project. The 8 Dignity Quilts are draped over the bodies of spouses that pass away at King Veterans Home. The veterans themselves who pass away are draped in a flag. And before this time, the spouses were draped in a sheet. Now there is a Dignity Quilt to honor them as well for standing by their loved one who was a veteran, thanks to our RSVP volunteers, centered out of the ADRC in that case. But I'd like to share one more story with you in contrast. Bob and Louise are in their late 60s and retired after long careers. Now they're both experiencing significant progressive impairments. Bob's is physical and Louise's impairment is visual. This combination of changes severely limits their ability to safely complete routine, everyday tasks at their house and in their community. Both their loving daughters and families live well outside of our area. With all the changes in their lives, their home, located in a small village here in Portage County, was becoming a burden rather than a blessing. Enter the neighbors, as well as a volunteer from Volunteer Caregivers of Portage County. Neglected chores are now being done again. Hard-to-do tasks around the house are being completed, and volunteers provide transportation and assistance in the community. All of this is allowing Bob and Louise to remain in their home for a while longer without fearing for their safety. And I'm sure it puts their family at rest on this matter, too. While Bob and Louise are amazed and grateful at the generosity and love that is shown them, their municipality benefits from Bob and Louise's presence and connection. Also, though they're both elderly and have disabilities, they have a lot of contributions that they make through their presence and their concern in the community. So thanks to local citizens with neighborly hearts who volunteer through our programs or who volunteer to help their neighbors in general, Bob and Louise remain living in rural Portage County, contributing to the vibrancy of our whole community. Important to our tax base, we can't forget. So not only do our 1,426 volunteers make a noticeable difference in our systems, like the systems in place to recognize spouses of veterans at Wisconsin Veterans Home in King, but also to make a difference in individual lives of citizens on a daily basis, like the lives of Bob and Louise in our rural village here. Portage County is so much richer to live in as a result of this generous giving of time in people's lives. And it has, I think our county has a quality that is hard to surpass. And I really believe that at the center of it, one of the most significant reasons why is because of our spirit of caring and volunteerism. So, thank you to every volunteer out there and to every Portage County employee that coordinates volunteers, for it takes our staff coordination in this picture as well. In each of the 15 county units where volunteers have given an extra hand in 2015. That's our Aging and Disability Resource Center, and through their work alone, they served almost 70 different community organizations, and that was just in RSVP, part of our volunteer program at the ADRC. Also in our DA's office, we use volunteers, in our Family Court Commissioner's office, in my office, in Health and Human Services, Highway, Human Resources, Justice Programs, Library, Parks, Healthcare Center, Planning and Zoning, Portage House, Jail and Juvenile Detention, and UW Extension, of course. Together, we are so grateful for the effort and the myriad ways this makes our community the best, and we sincerely thank you all.